Hi everyone, I'm Matt, and once again, welcome to our channel English Up. Today, we're going to talk about all 5 conditional types. Towards the end of this video, we will also have a little quiz to test how well you've understood. Conditionals in English help us talk about possible outcomes for the past, now, and the future. Some students think conditionals are really hard, but honestly, they're not. They're logical and easy once you understand them. In English, there are 5 types of conditionals: 0, first, second, third, and mixed. Okay, let's start with the 0 conditional. The 0 conditional is used for things which are always true. They could be scientific facts, people's habits, or general truths. The form of the 0 conditional is any present tense, any present tense. Here are some examples. If ice goes above 0 degrees, it begins to melt. When she gets upset, she goes to bed. When it's peak hour in Sydney, you shouldn't drive. You can use if and when with the same meaning in the 0 conditional. The first conditional is for a possible situation now or in the future. The form of the first conditional is if plus present tense, will plus infinitive. Instead of will, you can also use can, could, may, might, or should. For example, if it rains tonight, I will bring an umbrella. If he gets that pay rise, he should be really happy. When we finish this project, we can finally relax. If and when are different in the first conditional. So in the 0 conditional, they're the same, but in the first, they're different. If shows the conditional may or may not happen. When shows the conditional will definitely happen. Let's compare these two so that you can see the difference. If he comes to the party, I will be so happy to see him. When he comes to the party, I will be so happy to see him. The example with if means he might or might not come to the party. When shows he will definitely come to the party. In both cases, meeting the conditional means I will definitely be happy. And also, let's compare these two sentences. When I see him, I will cry. When I see him, I might cry. Here we have when in the first conditional for both examples. So I will definitely see this person for both. However, in the first example, we have will, and in the second example, we have might. With will, it means that there's a 100% chance I will cry when I see this person. With might, there's a chance I will cry, but it's not definite. The second conditional is for a very unlikely or impossible situation now or in the future. The form of the second conditional is if plus past simple, would plus infinitive. Instead of would, you can use could and might. Let's have a look at an example. If I won $100 million, I would donate half of it to charity. Now, in reality, it is very, very unlikely this will happen. But if it did happen, I would donate half of it to charity. Let's have a look at another example. If I had millions of dollars. I could do whatever I wanted. Now, I don't have millions of dollars, but if I did, I would have the possibility to do anything I wanted. Also notice we say, if I were you. We use the verb were in the second conditional, even for nouns which aren't plural. It is also common to use the second conditional to give people advice. For example, if I were you, I would break up with him and find a nicer boyfriend. Here we say, if I were you, which is clearly impossible. I cannot be another person, right? However, it is used to show the other person that I'm talking to what I would do in their situation. Also notice, we say, if I were you. We use the verb were in the second conditional, not was, even for nouns which aren't plural. The third conditional is for something that happened in the past. We can't change the past, so it's impossible for the third conditional to come true. The third conditional form is if plus past perfect, would plus have plus past participle. Instead of would, you can also use could, may, might, and should. If she had known it was your birthday last Saturday, she would have called you. But she didn't know it was your birthday, so she didn't call you. If he hadn't been speeding, he wouldn't have crashed. But he was speeding, so he crashed. If I had apologized, she mightn't have broken up with me. But I didn't apologize, so she broke up with me. In English, we have two types of mixed conditionals. A 2-3 mixed conditional is a mix between the second and third conditional. Something now has an effect on the past. You might think, how is it possible? How can something now have an effect on the past? Let me give you an example. If you loved me, you wouldn't have said those things. Here it means if you loved me in general, including right now, then you would not have said those bad things in the past. A 3-2 mixed conditional is something that happens in the past that has an effect now. For example, if he hadn't been in that accident, he would still be alive now. Sadly, someone was in an accident in the past and they died. So now they are not alive anymore. Now let's look at 3 different conditionals. Okay, so we're going to have a little quiz for you to see how well you've understood this. You need to say what conditional it is and what exactly the conditional means. Okay, so you'll have about 5 seconds for each one to do this. So remember, what conditional is it and what does it mean? Okay, here we go. Here's the first one. She won't go out with him if he doesn't have any money. Okay, so 5 seconds. Okay, so with this one, it's the first conditional. Okay, so that answers the first one. What conditional is it? It's the first conditional. Secondly, what does it mean? Well, it means that there's a real chance that the guy doesn't have money. So in that case, she won't go out with him. She won't date him. Notice the if clause here is in the second part of the conditional. Okay, and we can do this. This is totally fine. We can put if in the second part. Okay, guys, let's look at the second example. When you finish work tonight, you should come home. Okay, so Firstly, what conditional? Secondly, what does it mean? Okay, 5 seconds. Yes, it's the first conditional. The person is definitely finishing work tonight. So that's why when is used, not if. It is a good idea that when this person finishes work, they come straight home. So that's why should is used instead of will. You know, this could be a case where the person saying this conditional to the person listening has a surprise for them, for example. Okay, now let's look at the last example. If I had been a better student at school, I would have a better job. Okay, so think, what conditional is it and what does it mean? You have about 5 seconds. This one looks like a third conditional, but actually it's a mixed 3-2 conditional. Why? Because this have here is have like possess. I have it. I have a water bottle. I have a phone. It's not auxiliary verb have that you might find in present perfect, for example. So the first part of the conditional is like third conditional, and the second part is like second conditional. This situation is impossible. This person wasn't a good student at school. That's the past cause, okay? It's too late to change this, so now they don't have a better job. That is the present effect. Okay guys, thank you very much for listening. Thanks for watching my video. I hope it's very helpful for learning about conditionals. I hope it's much clearer now for you. Please, if this video was helpful for you, subscribe to the channel. Thank you.